Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video, and I'm doing polls and testing for Chisato, our newest Lycoris Recoil unit. And I just wanted to hang out here for a second in the little event area. It's super cute. I love that we have a capybara here in the fountain. I actually have a little capybara on my desk off camera that you can't see. Low-key, one of my favorite animals. And the story is mid, if I'm being honest, and I'm not hating on Lycoris Recoil fans. The anime is pretty good. The story is just like, it starts out kind of goofy, really like la-di-da-da, we woke up in Delulu land. I don't know what's happening, but I guess we'll help run this coffee shop. But there's some entertaining banner, and then about like halfway through, when you get to the 5th stage, things suddenly take a darker turn. And it's funny because like Chisato, I think it actually says like that escalated a lot more than I expected. So we're gonna get into maybe a bit of a darker storyline, which is definitely not foreign to Nikke and is not really foreign to Lycoris Recoil either. So let's actually do some polls for our girl. I will be testing her out to see how good she is and like where she fits on teams. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already for those videos. I just want to make sure I've got as much stuff as I can. I just went back to the event stage, clicked on the wrong thing. The music for this event is really good, by the way. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, it's kind of a banger soundtrack. I'm trying to stall while we get back into... Okay, here we go. Recruit. So, Chisato. She's the only one that we can pull for right now. So you'll see that we have a couple different banners here. If you're brand new to the game, you'll actually have, I think, some things that aren't showing up for me because I've already done them. But this is our event rate up banner, right? And remember, halfway through the event, we are going to get the banner for Takina. And then we're going to get Kurumi as a free unit for completing missions. So the only thing you need to worry about is pulling for Chisato, but make sure you keep some stuff for Takina later if you want to pull for her as well. So pray for me in the comments, okay? I need to get really lucky because I don't have a lot of resources saved up here, but I'm doing it for you guys. Chisato is definitely my favorite of the 3 characters. Come home, Chisato. Oh, I just realized, I just broke tradition. I need to have my red light in the background to attract our girl. That's kind of pinkish. Make it a little more red. Is that still kind of pink? Maybe something kind of looks either orange or pink. That's close enough. That kind of matches Chisato, right? Okay, so my tradition is that I always have a matching light in the background to attract whatever the rate up unit is. Okay, let's try this again. We used our one pull that we had with tickets, which are rainbow tickets, and now we're going into our gems. The pity system in Nikke, if you're brand new, is a little different than normal. There isn't like hard pity kind of system. Instead, you earn gold tickets that then you exchange for the unit. Change to gold. Nope. Okay. All right. Unfortunate. So that's these tickets right here. We got these gold tickets. Once you get to 200 of them, you can then trade them in for whatever the rate up unit is. And you don't have to use them on the matching banner. So like if I just wanted to skip Chisato, I can just save it up and use it on another banner, which generally you want to use it for collab units such as this, or for like big anniversary events and things like that. All right, let's keep going. Yes, I'm going to use 3,000 gems. We will get some more free pulls throughout the event, which I'm going to need those. Change. Yes! Okay, we got the change. Please show me Abnormal. Abnormal is the faction for Lycoris Recoil. Please. Yes! Alright, we know it's Chisato. There can't be any other option. Oh my god, that was so quick and painless. 3 pulls, not bad at all. The rates are not bad in Nikke at all, honestly. And the pity system is so good. So just, you know, save your gold tickets until you like need to use them. Like maybe if you're brand new, I'd say like, you know, pull until you get 1 copy of Chisato and then like grab Takina with gold tickets. Or if you want to go all in on more copies, that's up to you. I will also make a kind of like beginner's guide, maybe like tomorrow or the next day. So make sure you subscribe for this. So kind of introducing some mechanics that new players are going to want to keep in mind, and like different things that you can do just so you don't like brick your account right away. So welcome all Lycoris Recoil fans. For all of my OG viewers, we are going to get into some testing per usual. And this will be good for you and new players, of course. So for a lot of long-term Nikke players, they're like, maybe I'm just going to skip this event and not bother. So we're gonna find out if she's actually worth it. So I'm gonna get some good equipment on her. For some reason, it just equipped her with all pilgrim gear. We want matching faction gear, so I'm gonna manually equip her. I'll also level up some skills. I will equip her with a harmony cube, which is probably gonna be a resilience cube, and then I will also give her a collectible. All these things I will talk about a little bit more in detail and explain this stuff in the beginner's guide tomorrow. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and cut to the test. All right, I got a team set up, ready to test her out. I have her leveled up. You can see she's synchroed to the rest of my units. I've got her affection leveled up. I've got a collectible on her, and I gave her a cube, and I leveled up all of her skills to level 7. This is all stuff that, you know, you'll learn in time, and again, more of this will be talked about in my beginner's guide and intro video to all the new Lycoris Recoil players. But before we actually do the test, I thought I would show you the modification system, because we're gonna roll on lines here and pray that this goes well. I have a whole guide on how to overload equipment. It's one of my most viewed videos. You can see it right on the front of my channel, so you can check that out for more details. But basically, if you get matching faction equipment, in this case abnormal, and then you level it up to 5 on tier 9 gear, then you can use something called a custom module to overload it. And this is going to be after you're pretty high level, but this is some of the most powerful, important things to do on your best units. So I happen to have exactly 4 custom modules, so I can level up all 4 pieces of equipment. Let's do it. Equipment modification. We'll use one of my custom modules. Pray for good lines. Crit rate. All right. It could technically be worse. That wasn't super great. We only got 1 out of 3 lines, though. Let's do it again on the gloves. Please. Max ammo, hit rate, and defense. Okay, that is actually quite good. Getting a line of max ammo on her is really, really good, because her skill that hits every 48 normal attacks, but she only has like an uneven amount in her clip where you can't activate it until you reload. So that's really important to have some lines of ammo on her. All right, let's do this again. Equipment modification. Charge damage, more ammo, and crit rate. All right, charge damage unfortunately doesn't do anything. So we'll re-roll that at some point. That'll only help on snipers and rocket launchers. But more max ammo and some crit rate. Last one on the boots. And another, wow, we got ammo for days. Okay, and because the cube I gave her also gives her more ammo, we're just gonna be firing forever without ever reloading. So that's cool, I guess. Didn't get a lot of like offensive like attack stats, unfortunately, but we'll get a good baseline for if our girl is good. So let's go into the shooting range, and this is a way that everybody can kind of test out their units. And we're gonna go to electric because they're gonna be weak to iron, and you can see I have an iron team set up here, and we're going to fight a boss. A couple of notes about this team, okay? So obviously we have Chisato here, so she's the unit that we are testing. And then I'm comparing her against Bunny Soda, who is one of our best burst 3 iron attackers. There's just kind of like a normal, like non-limited unit, non-pilgrim, like just a solid iron attacker that should be like comparable to Chisato. And then I have Crown, who is just the best iron burst 2 in the game, just the best unit in the game, period, frankly. And then I also have Rappy here, who is another like best iron attacker in the game, but she's going to be off burst. Now technically it shows she's fire here, but she deals iron damage as well. It's a weird special ability of hers, but she's going to be off burst, where we're going to be going to burst with Chisato and then Bunny Soda. And then Frima is our burst 1. So Frima is in the Lycoris Recoil story, and she is a buffer for Chisato because she will buff true damage. So that's pretty cool. I will like an excuse to use Frima because I actually really like her character. So let's go ahead and watch the fight. Again, we are fighting the boss for 3 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. We get to see their burst animations for the first time. If you didn't already see the preview on Twitter or in my skill analysis video. We'll see how this goes. Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Frima, dude, I love her with the sleepy mask. It's hilarious. Ayo, Crown giving us a show there. All right, I forgot about that. Chisato firing off her special bullets. I love the red cloud effect that it makes upon hit. It's very like true to the character, very much what it looks like in the actual anime. Nice effect with like the Lycoris flowers around her. I actually didn't know that Lycoris was the name of a flower until I heard of the anime. So that's pretty cool. Bunny Soda, yeah, I'm lost for words. And we can see that the buff is ticking down every 2 seconds. Because remember, she gets those different buffs based on how high the stat is. So like if we pause it really quick and we take a look at Chisato, we can see all the buffs that she has. So she has the increased true damage, the hit rate, the attack, all of these things. Some of them are coming from other things, but all the buffs because she is still above 75%. And as this gets lower, we'll lose some of those buffs until we burst. There we go. We went back up to 100%. And so we're actually able to keep like really high uptime on all of these buffs. So that's pretty cool. Technically, we're getting a slightly longer burst duration because of Bunny Soda's effects. We're getting 2 seconds longer, which is actually a little asynergistic with Chisato, so you wouldn't necessarily want these girls on the same team for that reason, because you'd want to cycle and burst again with her as fast as possible to refresh that buff. But even with that, it doesn't look like we're ever dropping below the 75% mark, so we should be able to keep our highest buffs anyway. And she is getting buffed by Frima, as we can see the Sleeping Mask buffs on everybody. And then everybody on the whole team is getting buffed by our girl Crown over here. Crown is also making the shields, we're getting the faster reloads, all that. And then Rappy over here is just wrecking everything on her own. She'll probably hit the highest damage, even though she's not bursting. Maybe she'll get outdone by Bunny Soda. We'll see, we'll see. But Rappy Red Hood is like one of the strongest attackers in the game, so even when she's not bursting, she's going to do a lot of damage. Plus, I have like the most investment into building this character of any of these 5 characters. So a little bit of an unfair advantage to her. But Chisato should be pretty directly comparable to Bunny Soda as far as investment levels. Bunny Soda does have some extra copies, so I have her at like core 2, so that's going to give her a little bit more stats. And she probably has some slightly better overload lines because unfortunately we didn't get the best lines with Chisato. But Chisato is also getting a little bit of a buff from Frima here. So this isn't necessarily to do a direct comparison on like, is Chisato better than Soda or is she better than whoever, right? But this is just to see if she has potential, kind of get a baseline for if she's actually good. Also, we're coming towards the end here, last 15 seconds. I want to point out that this is kind of a not best case scenario for Chisato because she's actually going to be best against bosses that have really mega high defense stats. And this particular boss doesn't necessarily have that, so the true damage isn't going to shine as much. But the reality is it's going to be the situation most of the time. So let's see how Chisato does just in kind of a general use case scenario. Good, good. Wow, actually really good. So as predicted, Rappy Red Hood does the most damage because she's an insanely busted character. She's also the most invested and leveled on this team. So you can kind of ignore this as not really being fair. But I'm actually really surprised that she's significantly out damaging Bunny Soda. Now, maybe that's coming from the buffs from Frima because Frima is giving her the true damage buffs. So that's really interesting, okay? I'm going to cut so you don't have to watch the entire test again, but I'm going to do another test, and this time not using Frima, and still see if Chisato outdamages Bunny Soda by that much. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this test, and this time I'm using Leader, which is one of the best first ones for basically any squad, and it is a unit that you can pick up through Pity on the normal banner where you will use the blue tickets, okay? Careful, only use blue tickets, don't use your crystals there, or your gems. Just know that you want to get Leader as a high priority through that Pity system, and she's really, really good. But anyway, so kind of like equally favoring all the units. There's not like a specific buffer for Chisato like there was in the last one, okay? So let's see what the stats say. And again, okay, much, much closer. This is more what I would have expected, but Chisato's still out-damaging Bunny Soda. Now, to be fair, Bunny Soda will get better buffs if she's on like a shotgun-specific kind of buffing team. You know, she's not seeing her best case scenario here, but she is a very strong unit. And everything here is just kind of like a general, like generic scenario for all these units. No one is getting like a real specific advantage in any of these scenarios. Again, Rappy doing her thing, that's how it is. If you can pull Rappy, you're going to be super lucky. But anyway, Chisato, impressive. It's pretty dang good. You know, again, equal skill levels, equal cube levels that they have equipped. Yeah, Bunny Soda has more copies of her, got more base stats. Very impressive. All right, let me know what your experience was with Chisato. You know, this was kind of first impressions, so this isn't like a definitive guide for everything. But hopefully you learned something. Hopefully that was helpful. Chisato does definitely seem like she has potential. Comparing well to one of our other strong iron attackers. And I haven't even leveled up her gear. Like, that's something else to keep in mind. These can all still go up to level 5. So really, really quite impressive. Is she going to outdamage Rappy or even get close to her damage? It doesn't look like there's any way that's going to happen. But let's take a look at what else we have for iron. Like, we're pretty limited. So, like, if you're an older player, you're going to have, like, Eve or Raven, potentially. They're kind of our best iron attackers outside of Rappy. They're really, really strong. And the reason why I can't really do a fair test is because I went way in on investment. So, like, Eve is just completely juiced. Even Raven is pretty good. Eve is my strongest character in the whole game. I built her up, which is something I would like to point out. If you're a fan of a character, you can use them, okay? I was a big fan of Eve, and so I built her up, and she's super, super strong. So, you know, don't feel bad about using characters that you like. My light just went out. That's probably time to wrap up the video. Other units that she could potentially be compared to is another bunny. I don't know why all the iron attackers are bunnies. So Bunny Milk is another strong one that could potentially be stronger than Chisato. That's something to look out for. If you've done a direct test with those two, let me know. This video is getting a little long, so I won't do it here. Laplace is another one. If you have her treasure, treasures are a thing that take a long time to build up as a new player, so they're probably not going to be applicable. Potentially Julia as well. But honestly, Chisato looks like she's going to be up there as one of the best iron attackers, which is impressive. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that sub button, hit the like button so the algo knows that you want to see more of my videos. I will, of course, be doing the same kind of pulls and tests for Takina, and we will also talk about Kurumi once I get her and see just how good she can be as well. All right, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.